You know, there's this saying that a blues guitar solo is one of the hardest things to master on a guitar. But I'm going to show you a trick today how you can play an exciting blues guitar solo. It actually doesn't take much. Here we go. Joey here. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you like what you just heard, and if you do, consider subscribing to this channel because I do that stuff all the time. And also, I want to plug my guitar courses real quick. We're running a 20% discount until November 30th, and that's because it's Black Week and you can get the course for a lot cheaper. So check it out in the description below if you're interested in that. Okay, so how can you play an exciting blues guitar solo with a simple trick? The trick that I'm using here was planning a solo around certain bends that I absolutely wanted to use. And the analogy that I'm always using to visualize this is that you're a wanderer and the solo that you're playing is your journey. And what do you have on a journey? You have plateaus and you have bridges. Bridges that either lead to higher plateaus or lower plateaus. And what I was trying to identify before I played the solo was, what are my plateaus? So plateaus are the spots on the fretboard where you're staying a little while before moving up or down to another register to build up, like, you know, an excitement curve or something like that. And my plateaus were pretty much a couple bends I absolutely wanted to play. And here are the plateaus I wanted to use. So this bend. Again, we're in G sharp. So what we're playing here is like a C sharp up to a D sharp. So that would be 6th fret G string. Next bend I wanted to do was an F sharp to a G sharp. So that would be 7th fret on the B string. And then the next one was this one, which is pretty much the octave of this one. So this would be, again, C sharp to D sharp on the B string, 14th fret. And then what I want to play is this one. So bend up from the F sharp to the G sharp, 17th fret B string. And then one last bend was this one. So this one here, 18th fret E string. And these bends are pretty much my plateaus in the solo, on my journey. And everything else I play in the solo, I build around that. So I'm basically using a couple bridges to connect these bends or plateaus, if you want to stay in that analogy. And that kind of visualization always helps me to map out a solo in a way that is exciting or at least interesting. So I'm going to play the solo once more, and now with the knowledge of my analogy and plateaus and bridges and what kind of bends I wanted to include in that solo, you can check out what I'm doing here. So let's play this again, and I'm playing it exactly the way I played it in the intro. The super interesting thing about this approach is once you know that and once you hear what the integral parts of that solo are, it is kind of meaningless what I'm playing in between. So the bridges that I'm playing connect these plateaus, so they connect these bends that I wanted to play. But what I'm playing exactly to connect these bends is not as important because you will hear the bends as the most standout parts of that solo. I can play it for you once more and maybe change up the licks a little bit in between the bends, but I'm staying with the bends that I'm playing, and you will hear it's kind of still the same solo. It's funny. You know, it becomes a little bit of a different solo, but not altogether. As long as you keep the central parts in place, as long as you have the plateaus that you wanted to play to begin with, the solo doesn't change all that much. The curve that you're building up is pretty much the same. When you're looking at the absolute heroes of blues guitar solos, when you think of, let's say, Joe Bonamassa, that's exactly what he does all the time. So he starts on a plateau pretty low. So this is G sharp pentatonic box 1. And that's where he starts his solo. And then he's gonna build it up, move through higher pentatonic boxes. To the next bend up here. Just to end up in the higher octave and really put the icing on the cake with like a minor bend up here. I do go a lot deeper into that approach in my Power Pentatonics guitar course. If you want to check that out, it's in the description box below. I think if you're utilizing that trick and really go into your solos thinking, what are the kind of bends that I want to use in my blues guitar solo, especially when it's like a slow blues thing that I'm doing here, it's really cool to think about the highlights, like the standout bends you want to do, because they will always be considered the main parts of your solo. And then build bridges, little licks around them, but really go about the bends, and that will make you sound a lot more professional in literally no time. I hope you liked this video. I hope you liked the lesson. If you want to check out more of my stuff, you find it somewhere on my channel. Subscribe, like this video, check out the courses, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.